Damn, this shit red as fuck. I ain't think them lights. I know them lights are red, but I ain't think it'd be that red as fuck. Anyway, um, anyway, so I wanted to talk about two videos. Hold on, let me mute. Where's the remote? Is that the remote? Ah, fuck it. So I wanted to talk about two videos: the Gillette video and this video with there's a woman, a black woman. She was going to try to get some gas, and a bunch of niggas was crowding her while he was trying to get gas. Um, I'm gonna start with the woman first. Obviously, I just told y'all the story. She was trying to get gas, and there was niggas crowding around her, harassing her, and all that other stuff. And the there was a guy on the phone commentating, and it's like, "Oh, this real pimping here, bitch," all this stuff, calling her a bitch and all that other stuff, and a lot of people were mad or like felt disgusted, mad, and a couple of my friends said, "This is why I don't smile, sweetheart," and all the things. And what do I think when I look at the video? Um, that's not the thing is, and I guess I felt sorry for her because it's for a woman, and for a woman is it's hard to go anywhere without being harassed. But as a nature of men, if we like something, we go get it. Men are hunters, and I don't want people to get it misconstrued. Those are not your regular everyday black men. Those are drug dealers slash pimps. If you would have heard the way they was talking to her, they was trying to make money off of that girl. Um, they was trying to turn her into a prostitute or some shit like that. Cause I don't know. You just kind of recognize the talk and the language, and even when the dude was like, "Oh, this real pimping here, bitch," and all the other stuff. Is it obviously they're not your regular guys. Those are drug dealers. Those are pimps. You do not get them misconstrued with regular everyday black men. Even though regular everyday black men would kind of like a smile. I mean, not even a smile, but will try to come up to you, be cordial. Cause when you see something, you don't know if you ever see her again. So we have to, as men, we do have to try to take that step to talk to the woman. If we think you're beautiful, the confident ones will try to find a way to talk to you, even if it's excuse me, miss, or how you doing. You know, it's the way of human nature. But let's not put those in with regular dudes, because obviously them dudes only talk to a certain type of women that will allow them to talk like that. Um, and a lot of people was like, there was no one there to like back up off it. I was like, what do you expect from drug dealers and pimps? I'm not defending them. I don't want anybody to think I'm defending them, but at the same time, what do you expect from people from the lowest of the low? Like the drug dealers and the pimps, those are the lowest. You ever wonder why your parents will tell you to come home before the street lights come on? Because you don't have to deal with niggas like them. They are out there. They don't give a fuck about nobody, but themselves. Um, they're after theirs, and they'll kill. They'll kill for you. It's the, when that's why your grandmother will always tell you, just come in before the street lights come on, because when the street lights come on, them the niggas that are out there, them the niggas that don't care about nobody, them the niggas that will kill you for no motherfucking reason. Now there are a couple of people in that days, yeah, but there's only a few. But when it comes to the night, them the niggas that are on the block, them the niggas that selling drugs and all that other stuff. don't get that. Please do not get that misconstrued, because it's like, oh, you should feel sorry for that black woman because she doesn't have to go through that. But if you ever wonder, like anybody know this, if you ever like pick a girl up on a date and you know she's from the hood and you got to drive through her hood and you see a bunch of niggas on her porch. It's like, and these are apartments. These are not houses. There's like a bunch of niggas on that stoop and a bunch of niggas on that porch. And some dudes, they either have to walk through that and have to deal with a bunch of niggas because they don't act like. I mean, the harassment, that's a woman thing, but niggas, sometimes they every time you like pick a girl up, you gotta like them niggas will check you, or they'll try to check your manhood, and you have to defend your manhood against like 20 niggas on a motherfucker stoop. So either go up there, try to get your date, especially if you're in a hood that nobody knows you in, and try to pick up a date, or you call her and you tell her to come outside. Niggas know about this because like. Nah, when you see niggas on the foot, some people like, nah, they call you and say, come outside, I'm not running through that. I ain't got time for that shit. In short, we gotta, cause there was like two videos that was reacting to this, and one dude was like, look, that's not all men. Obviously that's not all men. And, they both felt disgusted. And then one dude was like, we need to change the community because that's what people thinks of the community. This is what we glorify in the community and all that other stuff. And I sort of agree on those. For one, we need to protect our black women. Uplift black women as always, but we also need to protect them. But at the same time, I think these young generations, y'all don't listen to old people enough when they used to tell you advice like the street light stains and the freaks come out at night, and the only thing a dry purse and a wet pussy do not mix. The only thing, they have these old sayings. Like a lot of those. Like my personal favorite is the only thing open at 2 o'clock is McDonald's and legs. Old people used to tell you this, and they used to tell you this to warn you about the things that happen in the night, the things that go bump in the night. And I feel like this young generation shuns that. It's like, I can do whatever I want, let me live and all that other stuff. And I feel like that's the problem with the young generation. We kind of shun that, and we go, fuck you, old person. And when something happens to them, when something happens to them, it's just like, except for rape, they don't really take accountability for themselves. And sometimes you be like, sometimes you gotta look at them and like, why was you out there that night? Now I'm gonna get a lot of arguments on that if anybody ever looks at this video, but that's one thing. Okay, on to the Gillette. Okay, a lot of my friends, they like the commercial, obviously, because it talked about toxic masculinity and the whole boys will be boys, and I feel like I'm the only one. I was against that commercial. The reason why I'm against that commercial is like because it puts men. How can I say this? Alpha males are few, but what people and I get. First of all, let me say this. Toxic masculinity, I hate that word. The reason why I hate that word is because it's the same reason with coon. You wouldn't know toxic masculinity if a man like walked up to you and slapped you on your ass. Most of y'all wouldn't know what real toxic. Y'all don't know what real toxic masculinity is, and I think a lot of people use that word loosely. So and then with that saying, and this is like it makes movements like the Me Too movement sketchy. Now, what's my opinion on the Me Too movement? I think it's needed. If I think it's needed. If someone sexually assaulted you or raped you and all that stuff, you should have a place where you can talk about it and or at least get something done. That's what I think about it. But when a lot of people, Matt Damon said this. I said there's a difference between Harvey Weinstein and Aziz Ansari, which Harvey Weinstein was actually sexually assaulting and raping people, where Aziz Ansari just had a bad date. So, with that being said, with this Gillette commercial, I think it was written and directed by a woman. It touched on bullying. It touched on uh, the boys will be boys, and it touched on women in the workplace, and it's like it was telling men to be better, and the problem with that commercial is um. Uh, all right, let me try to explain it. The problem I had with the commercial because I shouldn't. Maybe I see. I've been going back and forth with this because I used to say if it doesn't pertain to you, it shouldn't bother you. But and it shouldn't bother me, but it does. And I'm trying to figure out why does it bother me. And I think it's because I do believe that, and no offense to anybody that's LGBT, they're trying to destroy the. I do feel like people are trying to destroy the ideal of a male, and I've always said this. The ideal of a male is really solid, and I feel like all these things are trying to knock it off of their solidness, and then men are like, and they think that men are like not trying to change or evolve or something like that. It was like the same thing with the emotion things in my last one. The problem I had, it was just like you saw like the part that is like the boys will be boys, and you saw the little kids rough housing, and the man breaks it up as that's not. I'm like, but boys rough house. That's what we do. I honestly like this is coming from. Now I've said this in my last video. I'm not a fighter, but I will fight. But I'm not looking for a fight. But I will defend myself if needed to. But and I've said this with men, we have a lot of testosterone, so that's why like we take it out on sports and football and boxing, all those things. Then um, it's like rough housing. That's how little boys play. We're rough with each other. That's how we you know communicate. I wouldn't say communicate, but that's how we build our friendships. Some of the best friendships are built of they didn't like each other first, and then they fought, and then all of a sudden they're best friends. Is That's how men is basically that's how men do things, and I feel like a lot. That I feel like that women doesn't understand that, so they shun it. Another thing is, you women don't like to be told what to do. So, and I respect that. Nobody should tell. I tell you people all the time, like no one can legally tell you what to do if they're not in a position of power. No one can legally tell you what to do. Like we may have our opinions on how we like our women, but it was like you don't have to dress like that. You don't really have to dress like that. You can do what you want. I said, just do what you want. As long as it's not breaking no laws, not hurting nobody, do what you want. But I think a lot of people wants to change the alpha male. And the thing about an alpha male is there's rules to that. And there's a reason why there's not a lot of alpha males, because only a few could fit that criteria. And I feel like a lot of people want to be in that, but a lot of people can't be in that because a lot of people are not alpha males. There's a lot of beta maleness. Um, and I do, and then like I think like most males, this is this is why well, this is at least what I said on Twitter. The Gillette commercial, and this is probably taught me two things. One, no one's listening to each other, because when men produce their problems, they think we're complaining, or it's like we're stuck in our ways, and and vice versa. A lot of people think that some men think that that commercial was just bitching, and it's just like there's ways you need to be stuck. And this comes to my second thing is like a bunch of men. We need a bunch of men, and some of our most powerful men, from the old to the youth, just be in a certain spot, and we talk about things. We talk our shit out. Every type of man, straight, gay, alpha male, beta males, zetas, omegas, all that. Get in the room. We talk our shit out. No women allowed. Sorry, ladies, but just no women allowed. Just a bunch of men. We talk about this shit, and we get on code. And I think I'm just gonna be preaching that for a long time, and until it happens. But the Gillette commercial, I didn't like. I personally didn't like it. I did feel like it was an attack on men, because it's like we're letting things happen. It's like, oh, we let it happen, and half of the time it's like, no, we don't. It's like there's a bunch of men that they'll swoop. There's some Captain Saver hoes that swoop in. There's a bunch of men. We protect women. I have three sisters. I protect them. It's like the same men but most of these people that do protect men are the alpha males. The same men you're shunning, and that are tough and all that other stuff, are the men you want when times are needed. These are the people you want, and I feel like those type of men are being bastardized. It's like you love those. It was like at one point you loved them men, you loved them tough men, but now they're too tough, and you just want to get rid of them. It's like, in this generation, I feel like no one knows what they want. No one's in the direction. No one knows what they're doing. So we're just going to complain. So, but that's it. This video's gone too long. In short, so I'm gonna keep it short. I didn't like the Pepsi commercial, because Kylie Jenner, is just racism solved by a can of Pepsi. Which, by the way, I'm thirsty now. And I didn't like this because it's like, I don't think nothing was solved. It's like, if you're going to say we should be better men, you should, like, teach us how. And I don't think people are in the right. I don't think people are trying to teach. They're just trying to complain. Now, I may do this video over. And one more thing, because I've noticed with a lot of my videos, I'm babbling. And I notice I'm doing that. When I may do something that I'm going to probably write it down, and then like explain my shit in a shorter way, but I'm gonna still keep this concept. Still gonna be raw, uncut, and all that other stuff, because eventually I'm going to get to a point where I could just say my stuff and maybe under 10 minutes and just post it. But until then, my name is Oskino Fly. I'm out. Peace.